Yo, hi, this is a short video about a lead castle that my son and me built for the gamma spectrometer, the KC761C. That's this device here. It's quite neat device, handheld device to capture gamma spectra. And we live here south of Bavaria, and we're tracing cesium-137 from the Chernobyl accident back in the 80s. And as soon as we purchased this handheld device here, the wish came up to have more cleaner spectra, because all the time you collect, of course, the background, and subtracting the background afterwards is like awkward. So we built this lead castle here. This one, quite heavy. It's a 3D printed lead castle. So the enclosure is 3D printed in PETG. So actually I'm not experienced in 3D printing, but my 12-year-old son is quite experienced in that. So it was one of his birthday presents, or his wish, to get a 3D printer. So we bought a Bamboo Lab 3D printer. And I thought it might be a good idea to engage him into this scientific topic of gamma spectrometry, as well as radioactivity, which of course for nerd dads and nerd kids is quite interesting, or can be quite interesting. So the idea was born to build a lead castle by a 3D printed enclosure, and this is done here in the material PETG. And so this is the enclosure. Actually, it has 17 millimeters of lead round about this enclosure, and it also has 2 millimeters of copper. So you see this at the bottom. You see there's a copper plate, but also on the inside there is a copper surrounding. The design has been done in Fusion 360, so this has been my part to design this device, and quite a learning curve actually. Fusion 360 is a pain in the butt to understand how to do designs, especially stuff like cosmetic things, which you can see here on the outside. So like mentioning the device name here, and that this is a shield for this gamma spectrometer. And also you see this for the cap. Here some cosmetic patterns, and also here it says KC761C. So you just install the cap here on top, and now it's closed. So, and this is a final sealing ring here, also filled with lead to close the gap between the cap and the enclosure. So what we also did is the design of 2 Marinelli beakers. So this is one for liquids. You can unscrew the top, and it can also be filled from the top. And this is a version for solids, which can be filled from the bottom. And as a second disclaimer, of course, I know that placing a trefoil sign on a Marinelli beaker makes absolutely no sense. But my 12-year-old son wanted to have this cool sign on there, as it looks so cool. And yeah, consider this just as internal marketing. And of course, we know that it, generally speaking, it makes no sense, right? So So the Marinelli beakers can be inserted just like that. They fit in here quite snug. And then the gamma spectrometer can be inserted this way around. And yeah, then you can start the measurement. This lead castle reduces the background radiation around about 88%. Our aim or goal was to achieve 90%, so we were quite close, but still not perfect, of course. And also as a disclaimer, this is really a father and son project just to get smoother gamma spectra from this tiny handheld device, which is of course by no means any professional gamma spectrometer, and also the lead castle really is only for that small device. But it does its job, and the spectra look much more smoother. So the background radiation here in my basement is 13 counts per second. So we did a measurement here 10 hours in the basement, 13 counts per second. And when we place the device in the lead castle, we reach 1.5 counts per second. So it's really a reduction of 88%. So that's it. I just wanted to share that. So take care. Bye-bye.